Okay. So good morning, everyone. So guys, today we are gonna cover the another important regulation, that is safe food and healthy diets for school children regulation 2019. So guys, if you see, this is a recent regulation. Good morning, everyone. So yeah, I mean, this is a recent regulation, right? So it was launched in 2019, but it came into force in 2020. So, I mean, again, this is a very, very basic regulation. You can expect at least one mark question from, one question from this, right? So these are very, very basic things. Now, you remember in FSSAI's initiative, we learned about safe food campus, right? So in that campus, in that topic, we read about schools. So now in these regulations, FSSAI has clearly defined, so, what diet should be provided or what diet should be promoted at the school level, because in school, it's a very nascent age. So if we expose kids to the proper food, proper healthy diet, so that can remain with them throughout the lifetime, right? So also, as you know, diabetes cases and obesity level are increasing in the younger kids. So in order to stop that, FSSAI has taken a really good initiative and they have released regulations for this, right? And also, guys, there is another important announcement. So I think almost we have covered the syllabus, right? So one last class I'll be taking tomorrow morning. So I'll just brief you about the genesis of FSSAI, right? So how FSSAI came into being, what all the laws which were present before FSSAI came into being, right? So tomorrow would be mostly the last class. I think we have covered everything, right? So yeah, that's the important announcement. And yeah, I'll also let you know tomorrow about the mock test. So I am planning to take only two mock tests for you guys. One would be available immediately, and another mock test, which would be the final. So I'll give you at least like 15 days or 10 days for preparation. And then I'll take one final mock test. So be prepared for that, right? So one practice mock test will be provided and one final mock test. So for final, you have to be thoroughly prepared, right? So make sure you study hard because as you know, today is 27th, right? So 28th, we have finished this syllabus in the month of November. So I want you to guys to revise maximum syllabus in the month of December. Right, so I'll be taking an ultimate test after 15 days and one mock test just for your practice, right? So guys, let's begin with these regulations. So these regulations are very, very simple. Right. So if you see again, there are few definitions which are given here. So you can just go through it. So first is Department of School Education. So this means nodal department of the concerned central or the state or the UT administration that looks after the school education irrespective of the nomenclature. So, DSC, right? Schools are approved by, they are accredited by DSC. So Department of School Education, nothing but the central government's department. And food handler, so it means any person who comes in direct contact with the food. So if you see here, food handler means a person who directly handles packaged or unpackaged food preparation equipment and utensil or food contact services. So food safety, you all means, what does it mean? It means an assurance that food is acceptable for human consumption. That is the meaning of food safety, right? And then food safety display board. So guys, another important thing here is food safety display board. So now in prominent important premises, for example, school, then colleges, then IIT institutions, and all these bigger institutions, even at bigger offices. So now FSSAI has come up with the concept known as food safety display board. So guys, on this display board, FSSAI provides basic sanitary and hygienic practices which must be followed by all the canteen. They have a canteen, they have a pantry, all these institutes. So food safety display board is, it's placed in front of them so that they remember. They need not to forget, right? So if there is something, out of sight is out of mind, right? That is a basic principle. So in order to ensure that they keep these things in their mind, so food safety FSSAI has come with a display board. So they display what are the do's and don'ts which should these food business operator must pursue. So if you see, food safety display board means an informative board displaying the food authority registration and license number of the FBO, basic food hygienic and sanitary tips. So again, this is nothing but the schedule 4. So now guys, do you remember? I mean, now can you relate how important schedule 4 is? Right. So all those 5 parts in the schedule 4. So everywhere, I mean, FSSAI is relying on schedule 4, right? So basic food and hygienic practices to be complied by the said operator, and the mechanism for operating consumer feedback on the quality and the safety of the food offered by it. So guys, on food safety display board, there would be three things mentioned, right? So first would be their registration and license number. That is very, very important. Then comes the basic sanitary and hygienic practices, which they must implement in their daily food making practices. And then there should also be a customer feedback number. So now there would be also a number of FSSAI helpline numbers. So customer can directly contact FSSAI in case they find any non-compliance at the restaurant of the FBO, or I mean at the manufacturing unit, right? So there would be 3 major things which would be on the display board. Then comes the food safety supervisor. So now it means a person appointed by the food business operator and holds a holds a valid food safety certificate or the training approved by food authority. So guys, now you remember I told you about FOSTAC, food safety training and certification. So in that you would have come through this term, food safety supervisor. So food safety supervisor is a nothing but he is a head of all the cooks, right? So he must mandatorily obtain training. So there are certain training programs under FOSTAC training program. So this guy, food safety supervisor, he has to mandatorily take that training and train his cooks who are working under him. So he is the food safety supervisor, and that is what they are saying. He should have a valid food safety certificate for training, which is approved by food authority, that is FSSAI. So then comes the balanced diet. So again, I mean, it's a very basic term in which one provides all nutrients, including essential micronutrients in required amount and proper proportion, right? So then schools, I mean, this is basic. Then school authority, again, I mean, the management of the school, government, I mean, governing body, principal, headmaster, and school campus. Again, it means for the purpose of this regulation. So guys, for the purpose of this regulation, school campus means all areas of the property under the jurisdiction of the school that is accessible to the students during the school hours and for the residents of the boarding school or the hostel. So this is what the definition of the school campus means as per this regulation. And then school meal, what does it mean? It means all food and beverage sold and supplied in the school campus through canteen, school mess, hostel kitchens, vending machines, or any other method. So guys, school meals, it covers everything. I mean, it can be canteen, it can be school's mess, it can be hostel's kitchen, or it can be various vending machines, electronic vending machines, which are placed across the campus, or any other method, and include all meals served throughout the midday meals kitchens and cater to the students by school. So I mean, since you know FSSAI is purely a food regulatory body, so I mean anything and everything which has to do with food, so FSSAI would regulate it, right? So that is why even school canteens, college canteens, even our bigger institution canteens, our offices canteens, MNCs offices, right? So all are regulated by the FSSAI, right? So now, guys, we'll talk about the responsibility of the school authority to ensure safe food and balanced diet to the school premises. So, guys, now, as I told you, I mean, the younger age is very nascent age. The type of habits one inculcate that stays throughout the life. So now, FSSAI thought, why not to, target these children to ensure that they are given safe and wholesome food. Only if they are given healthy food choices, they can inculcate, right? So normally what you see in the school canteens, even you guys would have, when you were in school, so majority of the time, the food was the fast food, right? But now, I mean, these kids are really lucky because FSSAI, they are taking management into on board, and they are ensuring that it is the responsibility of the school authority to ensure that safe food and the balanced diet on the school premises is provided. So now if you see, school authorities selling or catering school meals by itself in the school campus
authority under the Food Service Tax Rules and Regulations. They under ensure the food is safe and balanced. So now, guys, even these canteen guys, they have to obtain registration, right? So, hello, guys, is my voice clear to you? Just confirm it to me once, or is it breaking? Okay, it's not clear. Okay, internet is, I think internet is clear, right? Fine. Just confirm if it's clear to you again. Is it clear right now, or is it still breaking? Okay, again it's not clear. Hello, is it clear now, guys? Just confirm it to me once. Still it's not clear. Oh, oh, give me a second. Hello, is it clear now, guys? Just a second. I'll do one thing. I'll rejoin again. Give me a moment.
Hello. There- Is it clear now? Please confirm it to me once. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for confirming. I think there was a minor internet issue at my end. No problem. I'll start from, we were at the first point. So now, guys, if you see responsibility of the school authority. So now FSSAI, they have taken the school authorities on board so that safe and balanced diet can be provided, can be made available at the school premises. So first place, making the availability of these food premises, healthy food at the food premises is the first point, right? If those healthy food items are not available at the first place in these food premises, then how can students access it, right? So now, if you see the first point, school authorities selling or catering school meals by itself in the school campus shall get registered as the food business operator. So sometimes what happen is, sometimes there is a local canteen guy who operates in the canteen. Sometimes the school get eatable items from outside, right? So in case if the school campus, they themselves has a canteen, then that canteen guy needs to get registered, right? So as you know, registration and license is mandatory whoever is operating in the food business. So he must mandatorily get registered himself with the FSSAI, right? And he should follow all the provisions of this act, rules and regulations as provided by FSSAI, and ensure that food is safe and balanced. So these are his responsibilities, school management's responsibility. Second point, any school authority entering into contract or transaction with the FBO selling or catering school meals on the school campus shall ensure that such FBO are duly registered or licensed under the provision of this act, rules and regulation. So as I told you, sometimes there are direct canteen guys, right? Sometimes schools, they get the food from the outside. They have a contract with some FBO. Those FBOs during the lunch time, they come and provide the meals. So now whenever they are approving these guys, right, whenever they are releasing the contract, whenever they are approving these guys, so it is the responsibility of the school premises to ensure that they have a valid license or the registration number, and they are following all the provisions of this act, rules and regulation, that is all the sanitary and hygienic requirements as per the FSSAI regulations, right? So then comes the Department of School Education shall ensure that all FBOs contracted by it for operation of the midday meal scheme are registered or licensed under the provision. So again, guys, even as you know, in the government schools, majority of the government schools, there is a scheme of midday meal scheme, during which lunch is provided to all the children, school children, right? So now the Department of School Education, as you know, at government level, Department of School Education takes all the decision for all the government schools. So now DSC, whenever they uh, whenever they hire any food contractor, so they need to ensure that he has also a valid license and he is registered with the FSSAI, and it's his responsibility to ensure food is safe and balanced during the midday meal, right? Then the fourth point, FBOs selling or catering food on the school campus shall ensure compliance to the requirements of sanitary and hygienic practices provided by the food manufacturer as per Schedule 4. So now, guys, do you, can you relate how important Schedule 4 is, right? So everywhere, they are talking about sanitary and hygienic requirements as per the Schedule 4. So one need to adhere to Schedule 4 regulations, right? So moving ahead, school authority shall ensure that no person shall sell or offer for sale, including free sale or permit sale of the food products high in saturated fat or trans fats or added sugar or sodium in the school premises. So now, guys, earlier, when you guys might be going to school, so you would have seen there would be samosas being served at your canteen. Other, fast foods and high sugary drinks. But now FSSAI is clearly saying that no person shall sell. It's not at all allowed. No person shall sell or offer for sale, including free sale, not even free samples. Sometimes these companies, bigger companies, they give a free samples for testing, right? So they want to check the response of the students. So even free sale is also not allowed, or permit sale of the food products high in saturated fats and trans fats. So already we have read about what are the harmful effects of saturated and trans fats. So that is why there is a reason of high obesity and even high atherosclerosis cases also in these school kids. right? So added sugar again, it could lead to high obesity, then high sodium level also could lead to water retention and again the obesity, right? So all these foods are not allowed at all in the school campus. Further, if you see, school authorities shall ensure that the board containing warning do not sell, including free sale or the market or advertise the food products high in saturated fats and trans fat or added sugar or sodium within the school premises or the campus in English or in Indian language as applicable is displayed prominently at the entrance gate or the gate. So guys, if you see, now FSSAI has also asked this school authority to put a display board. I mean, there would be a board on which it would be clearly mentioned, do not sell, including free sale of the market. So sometimes what these bigger companies they do is they don't enter into the school, but since the when school kids after they are done with the school, when they come out, so at the gate they try to provide these free products, right, for testing. So even that is not allowed. So that is why FSA is becoming very, very strict. So even that activity is not allowed, right? So further, if you see, school authority shall ensure that there shall not be any advertisement, banner or wallpaper of the food which is high in saturated fat. So again, I mean, even a banner or a ad advertisement cannot be displayed inside or around the school campus. I mean, I think if I'm not wrong, something around 50 meters. So FSSAI has set a limit that within the 50-meter 50 meter of the school premises there should be no such activity, advertisement or free sale of the sample, or displaying other wallpapers of the food which are high in fats or trans fats or sugars, right? So within 15 meter of the school campus there should be nothing of this sort. So then comes the promotion of the safe food and balanced diet in and around around school campus. So now not only stopping these things but also promoting, right? Stopping is one thing, but also you should give them a choice to have a healthy food, right? So now FSA is also saying they should also promote safe and balanced diet. If you see, food authority or the state FDA shall encourage school to adopt a comprehensive program for promoting safe food and balanced diet amongst school children and meet specified benchmark to convert school campus into eat right campus. So now do you relate it? As I told you, we spoke about eat right campus, right? Eat right school. So now this is the initiative. I mean, through this FSSAI wants that school body, school authority, they should provide healthy choices to the students. Only if they have the healthy choice they can buy that healthy food, and the main objective is to convert that school into eat right campus, right? That focuses on serving safe and balanced diet, local and seasonal food, and no food waste. So these are the three main objectives. That is ensuring food is safe and balanced diet, and local and seasonal food is preferred instead of Chinese and I mean other cuisines. So local and seasonal food of that area is most preferred, and also there should be no food wastage. So further, if you see, the school authority shall encourage and promote consumption of safe and balanced diet in the school canteen or mess or kitchen based on the guidance from the dietary guidelines of for Indians, a manual issued by the National Institution of Nutrition. So guys, FSA is also giving a reference. So what they can refer to is there is something, there's a body known as National Institution of Nutrition. So they can speak to the experts of this institution and they can make a proper menu, healthy menu, what should be included in the diet of the young growing children. So they can get the members of this institution on board, and accordingly they can formulate a menu for these school children so that healthy food can be provided. So further, the school authority shall ensure that the FBO supplying prepared school meals in the school premises is or are identified and selected food which can be served or sold on the basis of the broad guidelines given in the schedule to this regulation and as per the direction issued by the, I mean, again, this is a repetition. So the whichever vendor or whichever school canteen guy they are hiring, so he has to also be trained, right? He should also be given this idea. He should also adhere to all these regulations. So that is what they're trying to say here. The school authority may engage with the nutritionists, dietitians, nutrition association, and seek parental support to assist the drafting of the menu for the children's periodically. So again, I mean, school children, I mean, school authority, they can talk to nutrition, dietitian, even they can speak to parents, right? So what all the food which you would like to give to your children. So, I mean, they can involve everyone here and ensure safe food is supplied. Right, the crèche or the daycare for the infants and children up to the age of 24 months old are also expected to serve safe and balanced diet. Even at the, I mean, very nascent age, right? The kids who are just 24 months old and they are going to daycare, so even safe and balanced diet should be provided at that place as well, right? I hope, guys, things are clear. I mean, these are very basic things. Right. So now food marketing and advertisement and selling of the food to the children in the school. So now, guys, this is very important. So if you see how the food must be advertised and marketed. So if you see, no person shall advertise on market or sell or offer for the sale, including free sale or permit sale of food products high in saturated fat, trans fat, added sugar, sodium in school campus to school children in area within 50 meters from the school gate in any direction. So guys, this is important. 50 meters. 50 meters from the school gate, no activity of such sort can take place. Right. So as I already told you, 50 meter is a limit. So within that 50 meter, no vendor, no food stall holder, they should come and display their food, which is high in, I mean, fat, salt, trans fat, sugar. Although the FBOs or the vendors who are selling the healthy food, they can come and do all the activities, but only the foods which are high in salt, sugar, trans fat, added fat, they are not allowed, right? So next is when marketing foods to the children in the school premises or campus, the FBO shall only offer premiums and intensives such as toys, trading cards, apparels, club membership contest, reduced price special, coupons with food meal which is not high in saturated fat. So even if they want to market the food product, so they can only offer these things. But again, those should not be high in saturated fats, right? They can offer all these offers, but ensure that the food along with which these offers are provided, that food is not high in fat and trans fat. I mean, again, it's a repetition. So use sponsorship for sporting, school, and other events of the children only with the food which is not in high. Again, I mean, these sponsors, I mean, these food business operator, bigger food business operators, they also give some funds to the school, right? So now, if they give funds to the school, it does not mean then that they can sell such food. So FSSAI is clearly saying they can sponsor the activities, but they should not promote such foods, right? So next is FBO shall support balanced eating in the school and not market, sell, or give away food which is high in trans fat. I mean, again, it's a repetition. So FBO should, the canteen guy, he should ensure that the balanced diet is provided to the school children, but he should avoid selling such foods, right? So if you see, yeah, logos, brand names, spoken characters, product names, and other product marketing on the vending machine, books, circular, or any educational material, school supplies, textbook. Again, I mean, guys, even in all these sources, like for example, on their notebook or around the school or on the vending machine, so no such food advertisement should be promoted, which could, I mean. Inculcate the idea of consuming that food. So the foods which are high in saturated fat, trans fat, sugar, and sodium, their advertisement should not be done on any of these sources, like notebooks, even on their school buses, their building, school building, then educational material, and their vending machine. Nowhere such advertisement shall be displayed. Then B point, educational incentive program that provide food as a reward. Then further is direct sale of food, which is high in saturated fat or trans fat of the sugar. I mean, all these things should be avoided. Again, it's a repetition. So as I told you before as well, so majority of the time in these regulations, there is a lot of repetition, right? So you can skip those things, right? So then comes the monitoring and the surveillance. So if you see, the food authority shall have a system of regular inspection of the premises to ensure that safe, balanced, and hygienic food is served to the student. The school authority may appoint health and wellness ambassador, health and wellness team, which shall act as a nodal person to monitor availability of the safe and balanced diet. So guys, as you know, India is such a place. I mean, we are in a developing phase. So we need constant monitoring. So in order to ensure that all these regulations, all these rules and the provisions of the FSSAI Act is being followed by the FBOs in the school campus. So now there would be a proper team that is known as health and wellness team, or they are known as ambassadors. So now they would regularly go to the canteen, they would regularly go and check the food and ensure that healthy food is supplied to the school children, right? So then the state food authority shall conduct surveillance and periodic inspection of the food business operator covered under these regulations. So now even state food authority, I mean food safety officers, they should regularly visit these schools and they should ensure that all these regulations are followed by the FBO. Further, any public authority like municipal corporation or any local body or the panchayat in an area as may be notified in addition to the state authority shall ensure compliance. I mean, not only FDA, state FDAs, even municipal corporation, they can take the initiative of ensuring that all these regulations are being followed by the FBO in the school premises, right? So further, if the school authority without reasonable ground fails to comply with the provisions under this regulation, the central and the state food authority shall take up the manner with the concerned Department of School Education if to appropriate action. So guys, if you see, if school authorities, they have been given these rules, right? It's mandatory to impose these rules in the school, but if they do not take appropriate action, this school authority, then FSSAI would take a strict action against them. That is what they're trying to say. Then comes the state level advisory committee constituted under subsection 21515 of the FSSAI licensing and registration regulation 11 2011 shall create a subcommittee to monitor implementation of this regulation. So guys, in licensing and registration regulation, there is something known as sub state level advisory committee. So state level advisory committee is nothing but it ensures that all these schemes of the FSSAI which are implemented at the state level, they are being properly implemented and everyone is following those guidelines. So state level advisory committee, they gives the guidance, and that is what they're trying to say here is that they have to ensure and they have to they would appoint a committee which will ensure that proper implementation of this regulation is taking place at the school premises. So can you imagine how serious FSSAI is about promoting safe food in the school premises? They are appointing they are appointing food safety officers to carry regular inspection. They are also appointing food health ambassadors so that they can also check the regular inspection. I mean, they can conduct regular inspection. Even they are taking into consideration municipal corporation. So all these bodies are taken into consideration so that safe and healthy food can be provided to the school children. Then the subcommittee shall include representative from the Department of School Education and public health professional in the field of food and nutrition. The subcommittee shall meet at least twice in a year. So now this committee, they can take into on board all the representative of the Department of School Education and public health profession, and they need to meet at least twice in a year. So 2 times in a year they should meet and they should review how the program has been implemented, whether there are any loopholes, what are the new rules and regulation which should be made as per the changing time, right? So they should review it. Then further, the subcommittee shall recommend indicative list of the food groups and preparation which shall be served or sold in the school canteen, mess kitchen within the state based or the local variation in the diet. So again, I mean, this subcommittee, they would sit, they would talk, they would discuss, they would brainstorm on all these things. What type of food can be provided to the school children? What are the seasonal foods available, right? All those things would be taken into consideration and they would come up with the updated guidelines from time to time, right? So now guys, if you see, then comes the general guidelines for providing safe food and balanced diet to the children. So these are just common points, just go through it. So meal time in the school shall be mandatory. So there should be a mandatory meal break. That is what they're trying to say, to inculcate healthy eating habits in the children. And then comes the safe drinking water shall be provided to all the children, school children, free of cost. Then comes a variety of food to be provided across the week. A general principle: the school menu shall be shall be cereal protein combination and micronutrient rich meal. So guys, they are saying that menu should change every week. There should be a variety. I mean, throughout the week, there should be a variety in the food. It's not that one food should be provided. I mean, throughout the week, that is for almost 6 days. So there should be a variety, and majoritarily, if you see, majorly the cereal protein should be included. Then micronutrient rich meals should be provided to the students. Right? Then a combination of the whole grains, pulses, millets, food from animal origin like milk, eggs shall be used. Then fresh, seasonal, local produce shall be utilized for preparation of these meals. So again, I mean, it should be a balanced diet, right? It should also includes vegetables, fruits, and other animal origin foods like milk, egg. All these healthy foods should be promoted. Then comes the cooking oil. So this is very, very important. Cooking oil or ghee shall be used in moderation. Yes, again, they are saying that cooking oil should be used in moderation. Use of reheated fats and oil shall be avoided. So again, as we read about RUCO initiative, right? RUCO, repurpose used cooking oil. So again, here they are saying that oil should not be reheated again and again. It should be used only 3 times as per the FSSAI guidelines. So next is, in order to prepare the meals for the nutritious fortified wheat flour, rice, milk, edible oil, double fortified salt shall be strictly adhered to. Again, guys, I mean, they are promoting, FSCI is promoting that if flour is used, then it should be fortified. Even if milk, edible oil, if it is used, it should be fortified so that micronutrient need of these school going students can be fulfilled at the school level only. Right. So yeah, I mean, yes. So guys, you can go through this general guidance for selection of the food. This is not important. Just go through it, right? It would give you a knowledge, and you can also talk to someone. I mean, whoever goes to school in your circle, right? So you can just talk to them. Just confirm whether these things are being followed or not, right? So you will get a ground reality, because on paper everything is looking good, but whether it is being implemented at the ground level, that is important, and that is what you have to ensure when you become a food safety officer or the technical officer tomorrow. So it is your duty to ensure these regulations are being implemented at the ground level, right? Just talking about this and just learning all these things from the examination point of view, it does not make any sense. You have to ensure that all these regulations are adding value to the people for whom these regulations are made, right? So now you can just go through this lists. I mean, there is no point me reading all these things because these are very, very simple things, right? So yeah, I mean, there is a frequency given. I mean, dessert should be provided occasionally, right? On the larger basis, if you see, they are saying that 70 to 80% of the menu should be of these foods. These are healthy foods which we consume every day, right? Dessert can be included, but only in small portion and only frequency. That is in once in a week. In once in a week, these foods are allowed, right? In moderation. Right. Then further, not to be made available in the school or hostel. So these are the foods which are not at all allowed. That is saturated fats and trans fat food or added sugar. So all your samosas, all your patties, all your, high saturated fats, oil, food, that is not allowed. Right. So, guys, that's it. I mean, this is the only important topic which was left, because this was the regulation, recent regulation. If you see, this was released in 2020. So, this was the recent regulation. And also, if you see the CEO of FSSA, Arun Singh's name is imprinted on this. So, this was the recent regulation. So, yeah. So, guys, today evening there won't be any class. So, tomorrow would be one final class. So, I'll give you brief genesis of how FSSAI came into being, what all the laws were repealed. So that class would be again tomorrow at 7 a.m. in the morning, right? So guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming so early in the morning. So we'll meet tomorrow again, and be prepared for the test. And I'll give you all the information about the test tomorrow morning, right? So thank you guys. Study hard. You have a complete day. Study well. I want all of you to at least clear the pre, because I mean seats are limited, right? So all of you have to give your 100%. So yeah, so good guys. I mean, you were consistent with me. You every day you guys used to come here and attend the lectures, and also a lot of students are working professionals who are preparing for this examination. So somehow they cannot attend the live class, but they religiously attend my recordings. So thank you guys. Thank you for your support. So we'll meet tomorrow again, right? Bye guys. Study hard. Have a good day.